years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
For many years, Italian Pizza Kitchen in Roselle has been serving quality and excellence. Italian Pizza Kitchen is family-owned with experience in preparing authentic Italian cuisine with the freshest, highest quality ingredients since the 50s. Your food is always prepared fresh with the same traditions, recipes, and standards that they've perfected over the years. Italian Pizza Kitchen has a passion for great cuisine and customer service. Visit ItalianPizzaKitchen.com. Villa's 3 locations offer much more than their signature Italian beef. Try the Italian sausage, roasted chicken, and more. There's a big variety of delicious side dishes. Beef Villa uses quality ingredients from homemade recipes, and they purchase top-of-the-quality food products from their vendors to bring you the absolute best tasting of foods. Beef Villa's great service and quality are waiting for you, but you won't be waiting long because it's always hot and fresh. Visit beefvilla.com.
It is 6:08 on a Friday morning. It is time for another day. It is time for the first shift. And I'm Marky B reporting for duty. And here on the first shift from the heart of the Fox River Valley in downtown Elgin, we start with our Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a happy Friday morning to you from WRMN and from the Fox River Valley Media Network.
Welcome to the first shift, right here on the Voice of the Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Don't get that excited. I'm only introducing Marky B. Exactly. Featuring local news and sports, your Fox Valley forecast, and local traffic twice an hour at 15 and 45 minutes past. Timely interviews, a radio shopping show preview, milestones and memories, and born on dates of the lates and greats. Elgin Trivia, and all of your phone calls, texts, and Facebook comments as part of the staff meeting. The First Shift is the most informative, entertaining, and interactive morning show in all of the Fox River Valley and beyond.
You liar!
Well, okay. At least it makes great background noise, whether you're at work, in the car, or at home.
Whatever.
Your host, Marky B, maintains an upbeat attitude every day despite the fact that he's saddled with an overall lack of talent, a delusioned ego, and false hope for a bright future.
Loser.
Yeah, he's pretty much a loser, but at least he tries. Welcome to Studio 14 in downtown Elgin for The First Shift on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Loser.
Happy Friday, the weekend's here, and we are happy about that. It is a Friday morning here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube as we are tubing here early on a Friday morning. So come tubing with us. Jump into the Beehive Bar and Grill on YouTube this morning if you want to. Say hey to a brother. Say it's going to be okay to a brother as we make our way towards the weekend. Friday morning. We have made the leap into the month of November. As of today, either computer screens are flashing before my very eyes or there's a lot of flashing going inside my head. Could go either way. Yes, it is November. I think the computer screen's flashing, actually. The 1st of November, the 306th day of the year, the 44th week of the year, here in quarter number 4. Welcome to a brand new day and the weekend. It's chilly outside. Hope everybody had a happy Halloween and hope the kids got all the candy they were looking for. Hope they didn't eat it all. Hope there's some left over. Everybody was safe. Everybody was happy. It sure was chilly last night and very windy. And I think everybody did their thing and called it quits and went inside. Said enough of this. I don't think it was so unseasonably cold. We've had snow on Halloween before, but I just think that because of the way the weather's been so summer-like for so long that when we finally have that changeover day and it happens to fall on Halloween, everybody's like, wow, it really feels cold. 37 degrees and fair skies this morning. Winds are out of the northwest at 8 miles an hour. And we got some sunshine in the forecast for today. The sun tried to shine a little bit at times yesterday. Later in the afternoon, there was a little sunshine for trick-or-treating. 53 degrees for the high today, so a chilly one. Mostly clear skies tonight with a low of 33. And then we head towards your Saturday. Sunshine at a high of 60. Soak it in. I know it's hard to soak in 60 degrees of sunshine, but I guess enjoy the sunshine because we are going to go into a rainy mode starting on Sunday, and we could get a lot of heavy rain, too. It's going to be weird. It's going to be something that we haven't seen in a long time, so get ready to make your mindset adjustment as necessary. Get your candles out, your books out, positive quotations, whatever it takes to stay positive, because we're going to go into a rainy mode, and it's going to be something, like I said, that we are not used to. Sunday, periods of rain with a high of 64, a 90% chance of Sunday rain. Sunday night, periods of rain and possibly a thunderstorm, 90% chance, a low of 56. Monday, periods of rain and possibly a thunderstorm and a warmer high of about 68 degrees. But we are going to have a rainy day and a Monday coming around the corner. We also, don't forget to turn your clocks back this weekend, right? That's happening this weekend too, so that'll give us an extra hour. Yes, an extra hour, fall back. So an extra hour of rain. Monday night, periods of rain, possibly a thunderstorm, and Monday night, some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall. Hope the sump pump's working. If you have a little leak in your camper, make sure you keep a nice big, bucket or pot of water or pot of something in the leaky spot and change it out, because Monday night, heavy rain. 68 for the Monday high with a 100% chance of rain. Heavy rain on Monday night. Cloudy skies and a low of 58. A warm night for this time of the year. Tuesday, still periods of showers, mainly in the morning, and the rain could be heavy at times. Fox River is going to get a little water back in it. High of 66 for Tuesday. And then we finally get to some sunshine by the middle of next week. So make the necessary mental adjustments and get ready to deal with some rain. Maybe get you some candles that smell good or something. Whatever it takes. 6:16 here at WRMN on a Friday morning. And the current temperature is 37. Today's going to be a nice crisp day. 37 headed for a high of 53. 6:17 on a Friday morning here at WRMN. Coming up on the show today, Jakes will be around with me, and we'll do our thing here on a Friday, minus Larry Jones, as we start our post Larry Jones era here on the radio station. We'll do the best we can. I'm thinking that Fridays, as we morph into them, with myself and Jakes at the helm, we'll try to be kind of unwind from the week a little bit. Going to try some different hosts and some different themes, and I'm working on that behind the scenes. But as we morph into the new era of the morning show a little bit, maybe Friday can be the day we're not so serious. But if there are serious stories we need to discuss them, we will. Sometimes you can't force frivolity, if that's a word. BHB, is that a word? Frivolousness. Frivolity, it can't be forced. Well, we'll see what we can get into on Fridays. Be a part of it if you'd like. Help us through, minus Larry Jones, by calling us at 847-931-1410. Jake's Takes this morning on the show. Tim Calderwood will get his takes on things in the world of sports beginning at about 8:40 this morning. We saw Jakes on Wednesday. We heard from Tim Calderwood on Wednesday as he called in to say goodbye to Larry. We'll have the pick six, and we'll talk about the NFL a little bit. And I guess we'll recap the baseball season maybe for a minute with Timmy C as well. The world champion Dodgers are celebrating this week after beating the Yankees 4-1 in the Baseball World Series. We have Friday night high school football tonight. I'll set the stage with some of the area's top matchups. Friday night under the lights, and some of the area's teams around here that have the best chance of making a little push towards a state title. Sports Talk this morning at about 8:40. The Chief is in this morning at 9 o'clock. We'll get her takes on what the Elgin Police Department decided to do this week as far as recapping some of the recent shootings and shots fired incidents. We've had a number of them, and in the month of October, shootings and shots fired. And instead of breaking it down every single time one happens, well, they will post the shots fired of the shooting. But then the follow-up sometimes is what we wonder about. When's the arrest going to be made? And then days pass by and nothing's really posted, and you kind of wonder, or I do, did someone get arrested, or what's happening with that? So that's the next bridge to cross from the Elgin Police Department on social media. And so I'll ask about it, and oh yeah, something's coming. The investigation continues. Whatever, and then a few more days pass and it kind of gets brushed under the rug. By me, at least. I'm not saying the Elgin Police Department brushes it under the rug, but I kind of let it go. I forget. I move on. I got a lot of stuff going on, right? We all do. And then another one happens, so you forgot about the last one. So this time around, The Elgin Police Department kind of held back on posting like a resolution or a follow-up and decided to do it all at the same time. And that's the post that we had on Facebook this week on the Elgin Police Department Facebook page. So that's something we could talk to the chief about this morning and whatever else is on her mind. They had a big Halloween festival since the last time we talked to her over at the police department. And the chief is back. She was out sick last Friday, so we'll get her take on things. It's Fridays with the Finest, 9 until 9:30. We always check the honkers log, and on it a moment ago is our friend Brenda. That's all a part of our first shift staff meeting. The honkers, the texters, the tubers, and the callers. Friend Brenda's on the honkers log this morning at 6:20 as she gets ready to open the store around the corner. Gregarious Gina has opened the store on the other side, where some of our first shifters meet every day for a little coffee, and then they go wandering around the neighborhood. They go to other coffee shops. They're living the dream. And Gina opens up the doors and gets things ready for them every morning. She's on the honkers log at 6:09. The Studio 14 Naked Eye Cam this morning was activated at 5:37. We have a naked eye cam. We also have a street cam. And let's see what the street cam is showing early this morning. Not a whole lot of anything yet. Kind of dark out on the street here on Douglas Avenue. But we'll shoot to the street cam every once in a while as the morning unfolds and show you anything exciting that camera can capture. 6:22 here at WRMN. We're on YouTube this morning at WRMN Radio on YouTube, as I mentioned. And we'll hit the chat room this morning, as we always do. See what's on your mind. The king of YouTube today is Dennis D. Not So Young, the Nightmare, on Elm Street. And he opens up the prayer scoreboard this morning, sending us about 20 prayers to our prayer scoreboard. Dennis D. Not So Young, followed by his big boss man buddy. The big boss man says, good morning, Marky B and the first shifters. Have a great weekend. And about 15 more prayers from the big boss man. YouTube getting underway and the prayer scoreboard building fast at 35. Hector and the fam. The family of first shifters that boosts our ratings every day. From granddaughter to grandfather and everybody in the middle. It's the Soto family. Hector says, good morning, Mark and the first shifters. From Hector, Nitty Rose, Jeremiah, Uncle Boom Boom. In the house on a Friday morning. 6:24 here at WRMN. And good morning to Becky Blue, who checks in today and says, happy Friday, first shifters. Have a blessed day and a safe weekend. Plenty of sunshine from me to you on behalf of Becky Blue, sending us 20 rays of sunshine to our sunshine scoreboard. The imaginary one. We have the Image 360 information line, always available to you. And that's 505-926-1410. We can show pictures if you want to send some to the Image 360 information line. 505-926-1410. Image 360 in South Elgin. Bold solutions and exceptional support. And we have the good old-fashioned phone line at 847-931-1410 if you want to call that. I'll check some news stories. I do have a haiku using Blackhawks Brad's word of the day, which is acquiesce. Is it acquiesce or acquiesce? I think that's the way you say it. Acquiesce. To accept something reluctantly, but without protest. And now we are, all of us, having to acquiesce to the loss of Larry Jones and adjust and accept. Reluctantly, but without protest. Unless you turn your radio off, then I guess it's with protest. And I have a haiku to share with you in a little while. Tony Cool has stamped the show this morning. She goes old school and still texts my cell phone every day at 901-647-1240. 901-647-1240. And she lets me know, lets all of us know, that this is staff meeting number 210 of 2024, the 210th staff meeting of the year. That means we're at 1167 ACB. Let's win this day and enjoy the 210th staff meeting together. 626 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. We got news at 30 past every hour, a little local news from our news flash service, and later on in the day with myself and Sonar and Bendemonium Boquist alternating on newscasts. And we have national and worldwide news at the top of the hour. Lots of election news as we work our way towards Tuesday. And we'll show pictures on our Image 360 information line. My friend Mayor Mike from Hampshire has sent a number of pictures from his Hampshire experience last night during Halloween. If you have some pics to send from Halloween yesterday, maybe your bucket of candy, what was the most popular candy this year at Halloween? Send me some pics, 505-926-1410, and we can have a little show and tell here on the air for those who are viewing on YouTube. It is 627 on this day in music history. I guess with a little bit of a lack of time here as we head towards the top of the hour, I'm going to try a song that I'm unfamiliar with. This day in music history, James Brown was in the news, his very early days. October 31st of 1965. Actually, let's see. He was in the news twice. Once yesterday for being arrested in 1995. But today, in music history, he was in the news from 1955. Wow, these were his early days. 1955, R&B group The Famous Flames, led by singer James Brown, cut their first demo of Please Please Me at a radio station in Macon, Georgia. It would lead to their signing with King Records. The Famous Flames, was that James Brown's first band? Well, let's hear a piece of this song, Please Please Me, from The Famous Flames, led by James Brown.
Please, 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 please.
James Brown from his early crazy days back in 1955. It's 6:30 here on the first shift. Good morning on a Friday.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Cinta. Kane County is set to display green lights on key buildings starting on Monday, all in honor of veterans. This illumination, part of the Operation Green Light for Veterans, will run through Veterans Day, November 11th. Both the 3rd Street Courthouse and the County Government Center in Geneva will feature the green lighting. A multi-car accident in Aurora claimed the life of a 42-year-old woman. The accident occurred at the intersection of Ogden Avenue and Frontenac Street around 9:52 p.m., involving a silver 2011 Volkswagen Rutan and 3 other vehicles. As the investigation continues, Aurora police are urging anyone with information about the accident to come forward. The University of Illinois Extension in Kane County is offering a sustainable solution for your post-Halloween pumpkins. You can join them for the 2nd annual Pumpkin Smash this Saturday at the Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry from 10 a.m. until noon. Last year, over 3,100 pumpkins were processed. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard. Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The Blackhawks continue a road trip tomorrow at Los Angeles against the Kings. LA 6-3-2, 3-0 at home. The Blackhawks are 3-7-1, 2-4-1 away from home. Last night they blew a 2-1 lead and fell 3-2 at San Jose. The Sharks have won 3 straight. Home game tomorrow for number 24 Illinois. The Illini square off with Minnesota. The Bears are on the road this Sunday taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Team looking to regroup after last week's 18-15 loss at Washington. On the injury report, Montez Sweat upgraded from a non-participant Wednesday to limited on Thursday. Tevin Jenkins limited Wednesday. He's dealing with a knee injury. Jaquan Brisker remains out. The safety's got a concussion. Defensive back Kyler Gordon dealing with a hamstring injury.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum. This is the news of October 4th, 1924. Neglected graves of Civil War veterans in the old Channing Street Cemetery in Elgin have been removed to the Soldiers' Reserve at Bluff City Cemetery by the Grand Army of the Republic officials. It was announced recently. 18 bodies have been removed to the new grounds. The graves moved there, which were isolated and not in family burial plots, according to reports. Frank Perkins headed the GR committee that was in charge of removing the bodies of the veterans. The graves in the old cemetery have been neglected and new burial ground. They will be taken better care of by the caretakers, they say. Heading up some of this action was Frank Newton, representing the Spanish-American War veterans of Elgin, who was also in charge of the committee of removal of the graves. In other action, it was announced that the Elgin Daily News will entertain its carrier boys, street boys, and mailers at a dinner at the YMCA coming up soon. About 75 boys are expected to attend. They will assemble at the Elgin Daily News office and at the YMCA cafeteria at 6:30. The management of the cafeteria has prepared a very tasty menu which is sure to please the appetite of every hungry boy. After the dinner, the boys will be shown through the YMCA and allowed to play games and to take a dip in the pool.
Wow.
Every carrier boy as well as every sales boy is urged to be present. Everyone is guaranteed a good time and a good dinner.
Wow.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You can also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
Friday. Welcome to the weekend, November the 1st. 111. 11/1/2024. Day 306, show number 210. Shift number 210. 1167 ACB. With me, Marky B. Friday morning. Jakes will be along in a little bit, and we hope you will too. If you want to give us a call this morning, share your thoughts. Did you go vote? Did you go vote? I did my voting during trick-or-treating time yesterday. Yes, I did. And I picked the Gale Borden Library here in the downtown Elgin area for my voting location. And it went pretty well. And it only took me about 20 minutes or so. There were some people in line, but it wasn't too bad. And so my experience was fairly pleasant. And everybody at the polls were nice, the judges and things like that, helping me through. And so I am in the books for 2024. Are you? You still have about 4 days left, and the polls open again this morning and at 8:30 in some places and 9 o'clock at other places. 9 o'clock here at the Elgin Township and fire station number 93 in Carpentersville, and at the Gale Borden Library again, 9 o'clock, open all the way until 7 o'clock tonight. Lots of opportunities and lots of places for you to get out and vote all over the Fox River Valley. If you're wondering where the nearest place is near you, well, you can call me and I can help you out at 847-931-1410. Or you can call the Kane County Clerk and they can help you out, 630-232-5990. Wow, my memory's fairly sharp this morning. 630-232-5990 for the Kane County Clerk's office. I walked in and as you sign in at the first table at the Gale Borden Library, there was a lady sitting there, and she said, "I know who you are." I said, I thought I heard her say that, but I wasn't sure if she was talking to me, so I didn't really respond. But then she said, "But you don't know me." And I said, "Well, who are you then?" And she said, "Michelle Topolsky." I said, "Really?" She went to high school with me at Elgin High School, and she was working at the Gale Borden Library last night. So, hey, Michelle. I don't know if I've spoken to her since high school. And apparently she lives in Hampshire now. So how about that? Another tie to Hampshire for me. And so I said, well, nice to see you. And then I went and voted. It was really exciting. It's 6:40 here at WRMN AM 1410. There's an anticlimactic finish to that story. Funny who you're going to run into, though, right? Small world we live in. 20 before 7 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. All right, what's in the news here on this Friday morning? that I've been tracking over the last 24 hours. We hope to have some news that makes a little conversation later with Jakes and myself, trying to fill in the Larry Jones gap here on a Friday morning. You could help do that by calling us at 847-931-1410. But some of the stories that are news stories really aren't too conversational, and so I usually try to just inform you with those before we get to the more conversational ones. You may have heard, and I haven't really talked much about this, I've been following it, I guess the best you can follow a story, follow a deadly crash, but I've seen news bulletins about it throughout the week. I haven't really talked about it on the show much, but a very, very horrific, terrible crash last weekend in Woodstock. And from what I understand, it involved 2 Harvard teenagers and a Woodstock woman, and 3 people were killed in this crash. And as of the time I looked at this story yesterday, they still hadn't identified the teenagers, but I do understand they're teenagers, so maybe that means they have been identified now. I'll have to relook at that story. But the story I saw yesterday from McHenry County, 2 of the people killed in this triple fatality near Woodstock last Sunday, as of the time of this story, still had not been identified. My phone sent me another story about it in the middle of the night. I'm not sure if that was an updated story. But officials with the McHenry County Coroner's Office said they were still working to identify the 2 individuals found inside this Dodge Challenger Hellcat 2021 after it collided head-on with a 2022 Volvo XC90 at a Hills Crest and caught fire. Both were pronounced dead at the scene, the teenagers, and so was the lady involved who was driving the Volvo. The 47-year-old driver of the Volvo killed, she has been identified as Amy Roeder of Woodstock. Roeder's daughter is a 7th grader at a school in the district, was seriously injured in the crash, but her daughter's going to be okay. But Amy Roeder, 47 years old, died in that crash. And friends of the 2 young men who were involved have been gathering at a roadside memorial at the crash site throughout the week. And apparently the 2 young men have not officially identified, but obviously a lot of people know who they are, enough to say that the 2 worked at a Harvard barber shop together. Authorities say speed and reckless driving could be a factor in the collision. Alcoholic beverage containers were found at the scene, but it says in the story that it's unknown if they are contributing factors at this time. According to investigators, this 2021 Dodge Challenger Hellcat was heading west on Davis Road when it tried to pass a Jeep Wrangler in a posted no passing zone. Sounds like the teenagers were getting a little buck wild on the Hellcat, to be quite honest. They tried to pass a Jeep Wrangler in a no passing zone. At the top of a crest in the road, the Hellcat collided with a Volvo XC90 in the eastbound lanes. So it was a situation where the Hellcat tried to pass a Wrangler and couldn't see very well. It was a no passing zone. And there comes the Volvo the other direction, and bam, a major accident. The Volvo went into the south ditch, and the Hellcat spun before landing in the north ditch where it caught fire. Amy Roeder was driving the Volvo. The driver and the passenger in the Hellcat were the 2 others who died in the crash and whose identities the coroner's office is still trying to confirm at the last time that I saw. So, what a terrible crash, but got kids on a Hellcat raising some hell, I guess, trying to pass in a no-passing zone, and boom, it turns out to be the end of all of their lives, including Amy Roeder, who I believe taught at the school district up there. So, very sad. 6:45 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Haven't read this story yet, but I saw it in the Daily Herald this morning. I opened it up but didn't have a chance to take a look at it. A Mundelein woman has been sentenced to 5 years in a fatal hit and run involving a Deerfield school board member. She left the scene of a fatal crash involving a Deerfield school board member in Highland Park. She's been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Melanie Haas, 38 years old, of Acorn Lane in Mundelein, sentenced Wednesday in Lake County Circuit Court for her involvement in the hit-and-run crash that killed Maureen Weiner, a Deerfield Elementary District 109 board member. Haas charged with failure to report a crash resulting in death. Weiner was struck in the early afternoon of June the 2nd last year while riding her bike near Deerfield and Piccadilly Roads by a 2020 Jeep Wrangler driven by Haas. Yeah, I do remember this story. Authorities said Haas left the area without rendering aid or reporting the crash to police. Weiner's family last November filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Haas. Now Haas gets 5 years in jail. Melanie Haas, age 38. 646 here at WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN Radio on YouTube. So some sadness earlier in the news this morning. Let's see what else we have here for you. We got the high school football playoffs set for tonight. The Sultan of South Elgin may be finished giving us updates because U46 schools are pretty much out of it. But South Elgin is still alive, at least for one night. So let's check the, it's probably only going to be one night, but at least South Elgin is in the playoffs again. The high school football scoreboard and schedule looks like this for tonight. In 8A football action, number 24 South Elgin takes on number 11 Barrington. These two teams played early in the season, and Barrington ripped South Elgin 64-21. The Storm, they are making their 7th straight playoff appearance. They will look to make things a little more competitive with wide receiver Ishmael George and running back Darian Thurman. Quarterback Nick Piepert with 18 touchdown passes, and running back Calvin Jackson lead a pretty solid Barrington team. And that'll be at Barrington tonight. The earlier matchup this year, I believe, took place at South Elgin. Huntley's got an exciting football team this year. They're only 5-4, but they seem to play pretty exciting, high-scoring games. They'll have to really play a good one tonight as they take on undefeated West Aurora. West Aurora ranked number 4th according to this poll. I guess maybe a Daily Herald poll or Daily Herald ranking system, whatever the case may be. Huntley lost 2 of their last 3 games. They held a 15-point lead over Cary Grove. Wow. Cary Grove is number 1, so see, Huntley can play with the big boys. Maybe they'll give West Aurora a battle tonight. They lost to Cary Grove 44-43 in Week 7. What a game that must have been, huh? Mason Atkins is the West Aurora quarterback. He had 29 touchdown passes this year. The Blackhawks went 9-0 for the 3rd time since 1948, so it's been a great year for West Aurora. I bet that's going to be a good game. Huntley, only with a 5-4 record, but they seem like a pretty exciting team. We had Huntley on the air once this year when they played Hampshire early in the season, right here on WRMN. They can score some points and move the ball. In 7A football tonight, Rolling Meadows, 5-4, takes on number 3 St. Charles North. St. Charles North, the North Stars, they're a big dog around here. They had an 8-1 season. And they are led by four-year starting quarterback Ethan Plum. He directs a North Stars offense that has a penchant for last-minute comebacks. I'm sure their coach doesn't enjoy that, but maybe they'll get on top early against Rolling Meadows tonight. Junior wide receiver Keaton Reinke averages 112 yards a game, 10 touchdowns. St. Charles North, They got a chance to make some noise in the playoffs. They're ranked number 3rd in this ranking system. Number 4, right behind him, is Batavia. And Batavia is at home tonight against Collinsville, coming up north from southern Illinois. And this could be a rout, I'm thinking, in Batavia's favor. Collinsville makes the 285-mile northward journey to face battle-tested Batavia. It features running back Nathan Whitwell, who averages 140 yards a game and scored 24 touchdowns this year. Batavia has been a state title winner. They won state titles in 2013 and 2017. It's been a surprisingly good season from our friends over in West Chicago. They went 6-3 this year, but they're going to have their hands full tonight. They are at Normal Community School in Normal, Illinois. Second straight time that West Chicago has made the playoffs. They came back to beat Fenton last week, 36-35. Unless they pull a big upset tonight, this could be the end of the season for West Chicago, but we'll see. That's why they play it on the field, right? Cary Grove is number 1. They went 9-0, although Huntley almost got them. Cary Grove is the defending 6A state champion. They entered the playoffs on a 16-game winning streak, and they won the state title last year. They take on Senn tonight at Cary Grove. Up the road from Elgin on the northern edge of our blowtorch listening area. Everybody can listen, though, on our app and on YouTube at WRMN Radio on YouTube. Third-ranked Geneva takes on number 14 Amundsen. That's at Geneva tonight. Geneva reached the 6A quarterfinals last season. They're looking for more. They are 8-1 this year. And congrats to our friends from Burlington Central, right to the west of here. They went 7-2 this year, the number 6, and they take on number 11 Grant tonight. 7-2 season for the Burlington Central Rockets, led by quarterback Jackson Alcorn. It's their first postseason appearance since 2014, about 10 years ago. Alcorn, along with wide receiver Caden West, running back Zane Pollock, and a hard-hitting defense, has been the key for Burlington Central's success this year. And not too far from Burlington Central is Caneland. And Caneland takes on number 4, Belvedere North tonight. So, congrats to the teams around here that made the playoffs and a little high school football fever as we enter the month of November. 6:53 here at WRMN on the first shift. Let's catch a couple more comments, and then we'll go out of this hour with a song. Jakes joins me next hour. We'll get into some more news, whatever's on your mind, if you want to call the show this morning at 847-931-1410. No Nickname John checks in. Let's see what he's got for us today. Good morning, First Shifters. Today is National Vegan Day, says No Nickname John. I decided, says No Nickname John, to become a vegan today. The hardest part is quitting cold turkey. The hardest part of becoming a vegan is quitting cold turkey.
Please be quiet.
This needs to stop now.
Shut up!
I like it. That's a good one, No Nickname John. You finished the week strong. I'm going to give you an 8 on a 1 to 10 scale today. No Nickname John became a vegan this morning, but he has to quit cold turkey. Way to go, buddy. Hector says, good evening, Derica. We had a fun time yesterday for Halloween. We went trick-or-treating for 5 hours, says Hector. 5 hours? All around Elgin? Or did you sneak over to Wayne to get the good stuff, huh? I don't think you could trick-or-treat for 5 hours in Wayne. You'd hit every single house twice. 6:54 here at WRMN. Jonathan says, hello. Hello, JC. And Hector says, we also went to a haunted house. JC says, you are so cool. No kidding. Yeah. You know you can identify a cool person when you see one, can't you, JC?
Whatever.
6:55. You know who else is cool? Hector just said hi to her. Her name is Derica. Let's take it down under on this Friday night down in Australia. It's down under Derica. Hey, Derica.
G'day, Marky B. G'day, Hector. What kind of lollies did the kids get? And I was also wondering, how come the lollies have to be wrapped, and how come the parents have to check them first? And what is Wayne? Is that a rich person's suburb?
Yes, kind of. It's a little town just to the south of Elgin. It just kind of fits in there, south of Elgin, south of South Elgin, a little bit north of St. Charles, kind of tucked in there. Some big houses and a lot of horses. They ride horses in Wayne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They still travel via horse and buggy over in Wayne. Well, maybe not, but I'm exaggerating a little bit there. But what were the other questions that you asked, Erica?
What kind of lollies did the kids get, and how come they have to be wrapped, and why do the parents have to check them first?
Well, because if the candy's not wrapped, you wouldn't get a piece of unwrapped candy and eat it, would you?
Well, jelly beans aren't wrapped.
They might be in a little baggie, though. I don't know if you get a handful of jelly beans. You might get a little, like a hair or some lint on your candy. It needs to be in a wrap.
Okay.
Plus, bad people do bad things.
How come the parents have to check the lollies first?
I don't know. Answer that question, Hector. What else is going on, Derica?
Did you play the song? Because I ended up falling asleep last night, and I didn't hear if you played the song or not.
True Blue? No. You know what? I ended up having a no music, more music hour. As I ended up talking all the way through the 9 o'clock hour yesterday. I don't even think I played one song. I played like 50 seconds of a song at the very end of the hour.
Oh.
Yeah. I was talkative yesterday. I was chatty.
Well, can you play it for him this time?
Well, maybe.
Please.
It's for Larry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Larry's not going to be here, but maybe...
No, he's here to listen.
Maybe I can tell him to listen. Well, we'll see if we can fit it in today. Friday's a tough day because we have a bunch of shows here on Fridays. But maybe Monday. Don't cry.
But Woody.
Don't cry.
Woody,
I'll get it in. I'll get it eventually, Derek. I'll be patient. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Derek. I got about 20 seconds until I got to hit this top of the hour break.
Okay. Well, Hector, I'm glad the kids had fun. What costumes do the kids wear? I'd love to know.
Did you get that all?
And send a photo. Send a photo so I can see the kids in the costume.
Yeah, let's do that. If you have any pictures, Hector, send a few pictures to our Image 360 information line, 505-926-1410. Have a great day, Derica.
Okay, you too.
Okay, bye. Derica calling from Australia. It's 6:59 on WRMN.
Roll into Bolero in Algonquin or Roselle and wake up with a story to tell. Bolero is bowling, gaming, dining, and nightlife with a twist. Score a sweet deal every day of the week and save big by checking out the daily deals online. Team up with your friends and hit the lanes by forming your own social club. Clubs offer lively competition and laid-back fun for everyone. From beginners to pros, make new friends, bowl, and hang out at a happening place. Visit bolero.com. For local information and fun times in the mornings, listen to Marky B and Larry Jones on the first shift.
Maybe we need to get a radio intern in to help you.
Maybe so.
Somebody that you won't have to pay and you can treat them tough.
I can haze them.
You can't haze. You'll get fired. Remember that guy from Northwestern?
Yeah.
Gone.
Did he really do it?
You don't have to really do it. If somebody says you did,
yeah,
good enough. Maybe I'm going to accuse you of hazing me. I don't have to prove it.
It's the first shift, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. right here on WRMN.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 7 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan. Brought to you by Cinta. A multi-car accident in Aurora claimed the life of a 42-year-old woman. The accident occurred at the intersection of Ogden Avenue and Frontenac Street around 9:52 p.m., involving a silver 2011 Volkswagen Rutan and 3 other vehicles. As the investigation continues, Aurora police are urging anyone with information about the accident to come forward. The University of Illinois Extension in Kane County is offering a sustainable solution for your post-Halloween pumpkins. You can join them for the second annual Pumpkin Smash this Saturday at the Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry from 10 a.m. until noon. Last year, over 3,100 pumpkins were processed. Kane County is set to display green lights on key buildings starting on Monday, all in honor of veterans. This illumination, part of the Operation Green Light for Veterans, will run through Veterans Day, November 11th. Both the 3rd Street Courthouse and the County Government Center in Geneva will feature the green lighting. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Credan.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the Distracted Driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Home game tomorrow for number 24 Illinois. The Illini square off with Minnesota. The Bears are on the road this Sunday taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Team looking to regroup after last week's 18-15 loss at Washington. On the injury report, Montez Sweat upgraded from a non-participant Wednesday to limited on Thursday. Tevin Jenkins limited Wednesday. He's dealing with a knee injury. Jaquan Brisker remains out. The safety's got a concussion. Defensive back Kyler Gordon dealing with a hamstring injury. The Blackhawks continue a road trip tomorrow at Los Angeles against the Kings. LA 6-3-2, 3-0 at home. The Blackhawks are 3-7-1, 2-4-1 away from home. Last night they blew a 2-1 lead and fell 3-2 at San Jose. The Sharks have won 3 straight. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Clean.
Friday, Larry Jones, Jakes, myself, and the entire First Shift team bring you the latest local news, entertainment, and my favorite, more, to kick off your morning. morning. Then it's out to lunch with Matt McNeil from 10 until 1 p.m. Tune in for your midday fix of news, interviews, community happenings, and of course, the legendary WRMN Tradio Show. In the afternoon, join us for Fox Valley Afternoons from 2 until 6 p.m. Tammy and friends will chat lifestyle from 2 to 4, while Sonar and his crew dive into politics and news from 4 until 6. Plus, get to know the movers and shakers of the Fox River Valley with exclusive interviews, too. Don't miss out on our new local lineup that's tailor-made for you. WRMN AM 1410, the talk of the town. Tune in and turn it up.
Election Day is here, and WRMN 1410 is your trusted source for the facts. Federal races, county board seats, local offices, and advisory questions. We've got all the information you need. Have a question? What's on your ballot? Call 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410. We'll give you clear, unbiased information about any candidate or issue on the Kane County ballot. Just the facts, no spin. Stay informed with WRMN 1410, the talk of the town, your source for reliable coverage all day long. Call 847-931-1410 or text 505-926-1410. Your vote matters. Let's make it count together.
For exceptional home-cooked meals, visit the longest family-owned restaurant in Elgin. Paul's Family Restaurant at Lawrence and McLean takes pride in their fresh daily specials like steaks, fish, pasta, soups, and more. Paul's fresh buttermilk pancakes and breakfast skillets are phenomenal. As you walk in, you can't help but notice owner Elaine's wonderful eye for detail. The toughest decision you'll have to make is what size leftover box to take home. Call 847-695-8687.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit benderdentalcare.com.
One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and first shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target. You try to hit that bullseye and you zone in on it. It moves a little to the left, then it moves a little to the right. I don't know. I'd say we hit a bullseye. I don't know how that could have been any better.
Working together to make Elgin better. We are WRMN AM 1410, serving the local community since 1949.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley and the home of Radio Shopping Show.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I say.
The King starts us off here in the 7 o'clock hour on a Friday morning. It's the song I was going to play at 6:55, but our friend Derica from Down Under called, so she delayed Elvis a few minutes. Welcome to the 7 o'clock hour here at WRMN. I'm radio's Marky B, and Jakes is with me.
Sure am.
How are you, Jakes?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah. I mean, fine. I feel like fine's good and par for the course at this point.
That's Friday. That's good.
Yeah. We're off to a good start with the fact that it's Friday.
Yeah. We've done this before without Larry. It almost seems like we haven't, though, because it's just weird to know he's not going to be back.
Yeah. Like, it does have a different vibe to it. It has a different feel in the air, just knowing that the last several times that we've done this is just because, like, Larry's not going to be here that day. But, like, I don't know, it's kind of like almost holding out hope that, he'll be back next week.
Yeah.
But he's not coming back.
No. We had a Larathon on Wednesday.
We did. Which totally screwed up the rest of my week. I totally thought I thought it was Friday.
Yeah, it's kind of weird seeing you twice in the same week.
Yeah. It's okay, though. I'm for it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sitting in the middle seat now.
Yeah.
In the Larry seat.
No problem.
Is this show going to need like a laugh out loud guy? Because we're both kind of dry guys in a way. Or maybe like a female?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about the fact that Larry's not going to be here and like missing that personality and that side of it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that we're going to be able to kind of roll with it and see what's needed, if anything, moving forward.
That's a good attitude.
I don't know if we're going to need to have anything in specific, but we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Yeah. 11 past 7 here at WRMN on a Friday morning. Elvis started us off today as that song went to number 1 on the U.S. singles chart, Suspicious Minds, on this day in 1969. It was his 18th United States number 1 single, a number 2 hit in the UK. And on this date in 1956, Elvis Presley bought a new Harley-Davidson motorbike and spent the day riding around Memphis on his new motorcycle with actress Natalie Wood. So that sounds like a fun day. Back on November 1st, 1956. It's fun riding around on your motorcycle with Natalie Wood. Back in 1956, she was young and beautiful. So good for Elvis.
Well, back then, Elvis was also young.
He was young and beautiful too. Yeah. Right. We're on YouTube this morning. If you want to send us a message in the Beehive Bar and Grill. And we're at WRMN Radio on YouTube. We also have the Image 360 information line going this morning, 505-926-1410. I can show you some pictures. Pictures, for instance, from Mayor Mike from Hampshire. He had a big night last night. And he says that Mikey, his son, gave it his best effort, really enjoyed the Pocket Constitution, and is a bit upset he is not the youngest listener. Who has become, West Side Freddy's grandson, Oliver, is the youngest listener at age 6 now.
Wow.
We have Oliver at age 6. We have Mikey, age 7, from Hampshire. And we have Jeremiah and Iris and Northwest Wesley Jr. II, all in the Young Listener Club.
Yeah.
We got to build the Young Listener Club up a little bit, Jakes.
We do. It's the future of our listener base, so it's got to happen.
Yeah. So I guess Mikey was out yesterday doing some trick-or-treating in Hampshire, and I reached out to Mike Reed, the mayor of Hampshire, last night, and I said, I know you and your son and the family are probably all involved in the Hampshire trick-or-treating experience, so send me some pictures. And he sent me a bunch of pictures. Now, this one is from a window, I guess, in Hampshire.
There you go.
It's Donald Trump in the window.
Yeah. It's nice to see him out, hanging out in the Shire.
That's Donald Trump's Hampshire home, where he was passing out candy last night.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's see. We have some candy pictures I saw. This is little Mikey, by the way, and Mike Reed's better half.
Oh, right on.
Out in Hampshire last night, doing a little trick-or-treating experience. And apparently at some point down the line, during the trick-or-treating experience, Mikey received a little constitution. I wonder if that was at Trump's house.
Like a small
look at this.
book. Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was, but that's also a weird thing. Well, I guess with an election day coming up, it would make a little bit of sense. But that's almost worse than getting a pencil. I don't know. It's just a little odd. Like, what do you? If I see someone handing out pocket constitutions,
I'd be like, please, really?
Like this, it just seems like homework.
I know. Where's my Kit Kat?
I know.
I hope some candy came with the Constitution.
I hope so too. At least a stick of gum or something.
Yeah. I wonder if he got that at Trump's house in Hampshire.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just weird.
So I hope everybody had a great time at Halloween last night. Did you pass out candy last night, Jakes?
I did. So yeah. I do my usual Hershey bars, and I also pass out beer for the adults.
Uh-huh.
And I was out there at 3 o'clock.
You were?
Oh, yeah. I sit in my garage, and thankfully, I thank God for my garage, because, you know, the Midwest hurricane that was coming in last night was ridiculous.
Yeah. I was scared for the neighbors.
Dude, and I don't decorate the outside of my house mainly for that reason, because for some reason, like every single year, I don't know if it's written in the code of the matrix that we live in, it's like, okay, last year we had sleet and really cold weather. This year we had gale force winds.
Yeah.
That one year we had like 3 feet of snow. Then there's always the opportunity and possibility for rain. And I just feel like we haven't had a really nice Halloween in a while. But I also usually gain a few Halloween decorations throughout the day because of the wind. And it just continues to blow things across my yard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was out there. It took 45 minutes before I got my first trick-or-treater. So at 3:45, I got the first one. And then I would say that I packed up and went inside around 6:30. But then I think I had like 2 people that actually rang my doorbell. So I think it was pretty much wrapped up until about 6:40.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So did you think you had about the average amount of kids from years past, or less or more?
I would say that it's probably about average. I had about 84 full-size bars to hand out. And I think I had...
You did? You knew how many you had?
Yeah.
What'd you buy, like 7 12-packs or something?
14 6-packs.
Oh.
And then I think it was... Yeah, I think I have 14. I think I have 14 left over. 14 bars. And I also have small, like the bite-sized ones for the little kids.
Yeah.
You know, because someone who's like 2 doesn't necessarily need a whole bar of chocolate. But yeah, had a decent amount of people come by. But I kind of expected a little bit more. So I don't know. I think it's obviously the wind and the temperature and all that had probably a little bit of a factor on that. And of course, like the little kids will go out and they hit like maybe 6 houses before they peter out. I remember like being a little kid or seeing a bunch of little kids, especially taking my own daughter out. Like I expected, you know, you want that like excitement and that feeling that you had when you were little. Like instead of just kind of waltzing around and walking to the next house, you want to be running to the next house. You want that excitement to it. You know, what's more exciting than running to a stranger and asking them for candy? So I'm like, you know, seeing all these people that kind of go out, and then when they finally make it back to their house 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh, they didn't make it very far. Maybe next year. Next year. But yeah, I think if the weather was actually a little bit nicer, people might have been out longer or something.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
I think it seemed to me that, well, I guess I can't really fairly judge because being the avoider that I am, I avoided the situation completely.
How so?
I didn't get home till a little bit after 7 o'clock last night.
Oh, okay.
And and I like this picture right here.
That's a nice picture.
That's a Hampshire picture of Halloween, pumpkins in the front yard there, and I guess that's a ghost, right?
Yeah.
And look at the leaves in the yard.
Yeah, it's actually the leaves in that photo almost look planted, like it was spread out for the photo. It's actually kind of it's a really nice photo. That is like the quintessential fall. Right.
Yeah, it is. So to me, it seemed like people went in a little bit early because once it got dark, it was really windy and it seemed really cold.
Yeah.
I don't think it was exceptionally cold. It was just because of the fact that we haven't had that weather.
Yeah.
It was 80 a couple of days ago, and we've had a warm fall and we've had global warming and all that. So we just don't. It was kind of a bit of a shock yesterday. Even when I left the radio station yesterday, I was cold going to my car.
Well, I think when I first got out there, it was about 64, and it was still a little bit tolerable. But as I noticed that as I was sitting there, it went from 64 to about 48 when I finally came in. but that was only over the course of about 3.5 hours. So, especially when the sun started going down, it got exceptionally cold. So,
yeah,
you're not wrong.
Well, here's another picture from Mayor Mike.
There you go.
Yeah, he stayed home and passed out candy. And I believe that can inside that koozie there could be the champagne of beers.
I was going to say, it looks like a High Life.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about having the fire pit in. I was thinking about bringing my fire pit around and putting it in my on my driveway, but I opted against it because I didn't want to have a fire going when kind of things died down and I wanted to go back inside, or I wanted to move things inside. Because I set up like chairs and everything in my garage, and I kind of make it a thing. So when I have people over and they want to hang out, like, we've got a place to sit. But the moment that it's time to move in, I'm taking that opportunity. I don't want to be like, well, I'm going to wait for the fire to die down a little bit more. But I know plenty of people in my neighborhood that do fire pits as well, and I think that's a nice thing. That's a nice additive to it.
It's a nice fire pit you got there, Mayor Mike.
Yeah, solo stove.
Mike says the pumpkin house was where he got the Constitution. The pumpkin house that we just showed on YouTube with the leaves in the front yard. Not Trump's Shire residence.
There you go.
Also, this is Mikey and Jen. The other photo was Mikey and his second grade teacher.
Oh.
And Hampshire resident Mrs. Bannerman. So, all right. Well, thanks for the pictures, Mayor Mike. And Hector has sent a video for us to see if we want to see that. I'm not sure how videos translate here on YouTube, but we can try it.
Ooh, it might be
not good.
Might be a little grainy.
Let's try it.
Let's give it a shot.
All right, this is a picture that Hector has sent on YouTube, a video.
Hiding under your stairs, things like snakes and spiders in my hair. It's Halloween, it's Halloween, 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 Halloween.
There you go.
It's a ghoul running around as though he had abducted a kid.
If you're listening on the blowtorch, that probably did nothing for you. But the AM 1410 dial. It is 7:22 here at WRMN. Northwest West sent some pictures too. He said, I will play devil's advocate on the temperatures. Being in costumes is better and easier when it's crisp out, so you're not so hot.
Crisp, yes. But, and I was actually talking about the wearing costumes. One of the things that I always avoided was having something on my face. First off, you either have that, like back in the day especially, you had that plastic face that had like that thin rubber band like thing that always snapped after about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or it's like this weird latex rubber thing and it just smells awful, which is primarily what I feel like the Halloween costume, like all Spirit Halloweens has that smell, and we all know what it is. It's like that weird latex, like rubber awfulness. Yeah. And then I feel like I always had to like move it around, especially later on, like it shifts. So like one of the eye holes isn't quite lined up, and so you can't see properly, and it's just I never liked having something on my face. And as much as I wanted to wear like a mask or something, it never really worked out.
Yeah. I actually like wearing a mask because then people don't know who I am.
Well, yeah, that's nice too.
So there's a picture that Northwest West sent. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I guess that's in somebody's yard.
Does someone like make their own haunted house?
Inflatable haunted house kind of thing?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Wow. That's cool.
It's a lot.
We're on YouTube at WRMN Radio on YouTube. It's 7:24 here at WRMN. AM 1410. And if you want to call the show this morning, please do. 847 of some yard decorations on Halloween from his neighborhood.
Wow.
Look at that guy.
That's a little freaky.
Yeah. Thanks for the picture of downtown Jose. Send pictures at 505-926-1410, and we will work them into the show. We'll have the Pick Six coming up next hour, and your opportunity to rip Matt Eberflus a new one, if you want to, for the next hour or so. He's been getting ripped in the media all week long.
As he should have. But again, he's not the only problem there. He is definitely not the only problem. He is a bit of a problem, but he's not the only problem.
I'm like Larry. I mean, I'm rooting for Matt Eberflus, and I didn't want him fired after last season. I don't think it's been fair. I don't think he's had a fair amount of talent to work with until he does now.
Right. Well, and
this is his first year with talent.
It's true. And there's been a lot of bonehead plays in the NFL. I mean, did you see last night's game?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea who even played.
It was the Jets and the
Rodgers played again last night?
Rodgers played again last night. It was the Jets and the Titans. And
Titans.
Yeah. The Texans. Sorry, the Texans.
Ah, okay.
There was, I don't remember what, I think it was a rookie on the Jets, but it was scoreless up until like right before halftime because nobody could seem to score. And the Jets actually had a runaway. And when the receiver got to the end zone, he dropped the ball. Like, and not even like he dropped the ball because it came out of his hands. He literally just let go with the ball.
He was running with it and dropped it?
Well, he was running with it, and then he had it by his side, and he dropped it to start celebrating.
Oh, he did.
And he dropped it at the 1 yard line, which, of course, then it hit and went through the end zone for a touchback.
Kidding me. We just talked about scenarios like that the other day.
I know. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, if nothing else, that guy's benched. If I'm like, you need to focus on your job and actually score first before you start celebrating your victory. Oh, God, it was...
Why can't you just finish like 2 more yards and you're in, then celebrate?
I don't know.
I bet Aaron Rodgers was mad about that.
I'm pretty sure he was. I mean, it was so stupid to watch because that was... I mean, the Jets ended up winning anyway, but it took a while to get there.
Oh, wow.
Took a while to get there. But yeah, I was just like I remember years ago, I think I was talking about this maybe even on Wednesday when the Bears player ran all the way down to the 1 yard line, stopped to like celebrate or salute or something, and then got creamed from one of the defenders behind, like in the back.
Right.
Like, do your job first and then celebrate. They put so much emphasis on their stupid celebrations that they don't even play the game.
The Jets won last night, huh?
Yeah.
Houston's pretty good.
Houston is good.
So the Jets finally stepped up. It's getting a little late for the Jets. They're now 3-6 on the season.
Yeah.
With that win last night. Well, we'll have the Pick Six next hour when Calderwood joins us. And we'll, I feel like without Larry, we'll have a lot more time. But really, Larry never said much.
No, he didn't. I don't want to say he didn't contribute because that sounds terrible. But yes, he didn't really contribute much vocally. He didn't like take up a lot of airtime
with the Pick Six.
Yeah.
He picked winning games more than the rest of us, but he just said the team.
Right.
Yeah. Things that were pointed out in the Daily Herald, which seems to be ready to noose the Floose. Things that were pointed out that Bears coach Matt Eberflus is guilty of. Not having your team ready to play out of the bye week, which I would say is true. Allowing Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator, to hand the ball off to a backup center who has never carried the ball in the NFL, down by a score in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Allowing Waldron to call a fade for DJ Moore instead of running the ball at the goal line so the Commanders can keep their final timeout. The timeout was vital to set up the Hail Mary play, giving the Commanders 13 free yards without defending the play so they can get into Hail Mary range. Having TJ Edwards spy as a useless defender on the Hail Mary, not calling a timeout before the Hail Mary to ensure everyone understands their responsibilities, and as a head coach, not taking responsibility for any of the above and thinking you didn't make mistakes. Those are all things the Daily Herald pointed out about Matt Eberflus. What do you want to talk about? Give us a call after the break. 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. We're going to catch some bottom of the hour news here. Maybe we'll get into some other news when we come back on the first shift.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cinta. Kane County is set to display green lights on key buildings starting on Monday, all in honor of veterans. This illumination, part of the Operation Greenlight for Veterans, will run through Veterans Day, November 11th. Both the 3rd Street Courthouse and the County Government Center in Geneva will feature the green lighting. A multi-car accident in Aurora claimed the life of a 42-year-old woman. The accident occurred at the intersection of Ogden Avenue and Frontenac Street around 9:52 p.m., involving a silver 2011 Volkswagen Rutan and 3 other vehicles. As the investigation continues, Aurora police are urging anyone with information about the accident to come forward. The University of Illinois Extension in Kane County is offering a sustainable solution for your post-Halloween pumpkins. You can join them for the 2nd annual Pumpkin Smash this Saturday at the Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry from 10 a.m. until noon. Last year, over 3,100 pumpkins were processed. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Well, I do now. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard. Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The Bears are on the road this Sunday, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Team looking to regroup after last week's 18-15 loss at Washington. On the injury report, Montez Sweat upgraded from a non-participant Wednesday to limited on Thursday. Tevin Jenkins limited Wednesday. He's dealing with a knee injury. Jaquan Brisker remains out. The safety's got a concussion. Defensive back Kyler Gordon dealing with a hamstring injury. The Blackhawks continue a road trip tomorrow at Los Angeles against the Kings. LA 6-3-2. 3-0 at home. The Blackhawks are 3-7-1, 2-4-1 away from home. Last night they blew a 2-1 lead and fell 3-2 at San Jose. The Sharks have won 3 straight. Home game tomorrow for number 24 Illinois. The Illini square off with Minnesota. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Crime is up in Illinois, and I'm not sitting back to wait and watch dangerous, radical left policies destroy Kane County. I'm Andrew Sosnowski. I have over 35 years of experience with prosecutions of crime, advocating for victims and children. I will root out the causes of crime and be the lead county prosecutor who will fight for our freedom, safety, and security. Vote Andrew Sosnowski for Kane County State's Attorney. I'm Andrew Sosnowski, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Sosnowski for Kane Committee.
If you can't decide on dinner, have everything. Golden Corral at 154 South Gary Avenue in Bloomingdale has an endless buffet with over 150 items to choose from. There's an unmatched variety of food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, prepared fresh throughout the day. If you're craving something specific, call or check out their menu. Golden Corral rotates the buffet often. Golden Corral in Bloomingdale. They're the only one for everyone. Visit goldencorral.com.
The lightest, fluffiest pancakes are calling your name at JoJo's Diner, 1935 West Gulf Road in Schaumburg. JoJo's has a huge breakfast menu featuring skillets, eggs Benedict, and so much more. Don't stop at breakfast. JoJo's also offers great burgers, sandwiches, and shakes. And for mouth-watering prime rib, try JoJo's for dinner. They have such a versatile menu. JoJo's Diner is family-owned and operated, and it's one of Schaumburg's best-kept secrets. Visit jojosdiner.com today.
The Distance Social, your spot for great craft cocktails with meaningful conversation. Whether you're out entertaining a group or out for a memorable nightcap, The Distance Social is your spot for starting or ending the perfect evening. Located at 314 North River Street in beautiful East Dundee, Illinois. Go the distance and find your social at The Distance Social.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
.37 here on the first shift. Friday morning here at WRMN AM 1410, WRMN Radio on YouTube. The day after Halloween.
Yeah, November 1st.
Yeah.
It's November now.
It is November.
Staring down the barrel of the holidays.
Yeah. You like the holiday season?
I do. I like the vibe and the feel that you get from the holidays, because it's, there's a certain warmth that you get from the holiday season, knowing that you're going to be seeing family and Thanksgiving's coming up. But there's also that mad, hectic feeling that comes out too, because I feel like now we're looking at, a couple of weeks until Thanksgiving, which is going to probably go relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be like getting shot out of a cannon coming up to Christmas. And there's also like decorating, getting things in order, making plans to see everybody, Christmas shopping. It's just a big rush. And then we fall out of that with a huge hangover into the new year. So as much as I like it, I also feel like, especially after Halloween, like we're going to be in 2025 before we know it. Because it just goes so fast. It's so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm more accepting of the holiday season and the change of the weather this year than I've been in years past.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what factors led to that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just the feeling you get in the fall of the nice, cooler, fresher air and the leaves falling and things like that. I used to hate it because of the shorter days.
Yeah.
Which I do hate that.
Which is coming this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Don't forget to turn your clocks back. Tomorrow, it does give us an extra hour. That's the one positive about it.
Yeah.
Is it gives us an extra hour. It makes it a little bit lighter. Like next Friday when you're here, it'll be daylight already, which it finally is now. But in the evenings will be gone.
Yeah.
It'll go from afternoon to night.
Right.
There will be no evening.
Yeah, like a light switch.
Yeah. And if you work an 8 to 5 job, when you get out of work, it's dark.
Yep. When you go to work, it'll be dark. More than likely.
Yeah. So, I don't like it. I don't understand why we can't keep the same time all year round. Why can't we do that?
I know the war's over. Why are we not staying with? I mean, right now we should just stay with where we're at.
Yes.
And I think the last thing that I heard that was the biggest complaint, or like the biggest reason why we're trying to not change it, is because it's dark in the morning for when people are going to work and kids are going to school.
Right. Who cares?
Big deal.
I mean, because it's dangerous to be standing in the dark waiting for the bus. Is that the theory?
I don't know. I mean, at that point in time, make the buses at a lit intersection. I don't know. I mean, it's been dark the last several days in the morning, so it's possible. And I don't know. I don't understand like the reason for not switching it, because honestly, when you think about it, there's like a lot of seasonal depression that happens, especially when it gets dark at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And if we could stave that off by at least another hour, I think that is going to help.
Yes.
For sure.
Northwest West and Northwest Wesley Jr. II are outside right now after a successful Halloween night on their way to St. Mary's School on this Friday morning.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
So you guys have a great day and a great weekend. Thanks for the pictures, Northwest West. I reached out to Northwest West last night and to Mayor Mike out of Hampshire, because I knew they would have Halloween going on in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wanted to have some pictures to show this morning, because I knew I wasn't going to have Halloween going on in my life because I was avoiding it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to not have it happen, is if you just avoid it completely.
Yeah. Stay out till about 7, you're good. That's what I did. I stayed out till about 7:15, 7:30. I left here at 4 or 5. I went over to the library and voted.
There you go.
Figured it would be a great night to vote. Everybody be out trick-or-treating.
And did that work out for you?
I believe it did.
Okay. How long did you wait?
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a little longer than I'd like to.
Well, I mean, long enough to sign up, get in the line, maybe 10 minutes. I mean, it really wasn't that long of a wait.
So I'm gonna propose this question. It's more of a rhetorical question than anything, but like, most of us have a device of some sort. And do you have like online banking with your bank?
Yeah.
Can you deposit checks using your phone?
I can, but I don't.
Okay.
But I should.
But you have the opportunity, you have the possibility of doing it.
Yes.
So it's 2024, and most of us have online banking, and we can take a photo of a check, and it will be deposited into our bank account within like a day. So why is our voting system still archaic that we have to go to a location and punch a card instead of just being sent or being given some information and our own unique PIN, and we just sign on and do it wherever we are? Why have we not figured that out yet?
People already think there's a lot of cheating going on in voting. I think that conspiracy would be tenfold.
Well,
if people were voting online or voting with your phone.
That way already. So like, what are you losing or what are you gaining? And also, so I mean, Tuesday is election day. Take it easy, guys. Tuesday is election day, but I can guarantee you we're not going to have a new president by Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a couple of days because I have to sort it all out. Because there's going to be questions. There's going to be like 49.08 and like 50.02, whatever it is, like is going to be what determines it. So they're going to have to recount and everything anyway. Why haven't we made this easier for people to just sign on, put in your own information, your own like personal PIN, and then vote that way?
I think so many people that are involved, older people especially, that have voted all their lives and kind of believe that a lot of internet stuff can be hacked and things like that. They've already had a hard enough time adjusting to early voting and mail-in voting.
Right.
Now to try to convince half the United States of America that letting someone vote from their phone is a good idea?
Well, I mean, you still have the archaic way, for sure. I mean, it's just like anything else. We still have old cars that we need gas for. I mean, there's things that you're not going to phase out completely. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like we have the technology to make it happen. And yes, there's already a bunch of voter fraud and the mail-in ballots that are being dropped off in the dumpsters. I mean, there's already enough crap happening. Like, adding another layer to that onion's not going to really be that big of a deal. Make it easier for people. I mean, there's constantly these, only 60% of the people made it out to vote. Okay, well, if you made it accessible for someone to not have to get off their couch and do it, maybe you'd have another 4% that voted.
That's true. So a lot of younger people would vote then.
Probably.
It would give them something else to do on their phone.
Well, it would also make it a lot easier if you didn't have two stupid idiots that are actually running, and you'd give me as a candidate that I'd actually want to vote for. That'd probably help out too.
There's a third choice on the ballot.
There's always a third choice.
It's Robert Kennedy.
Well, I'm also going to probably just write in and say, do better.
Yeah. So, I voted last night, and a lot of people are voting. That's a good thing. Early voting's been fairly chaotic compared to the past.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, what's going on in our country right now in a lot of different phases of our lives is driving people to the polls.
Yeah.
And it should.
Well, and it should, yes. But one of the problems that I'm seeing is I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they're voting primarily, they're voting because they don't necessarily want Kamala, but they're voting against Trump.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the wrong way of going about it. Like, don't cast your vote for someone or something because you want to vote for against something else.
Yeah.
Whatever you're voting for, make sure that's what you want, because it needs to be very specific. It's not something that you just do it. Like, if you vote for Robert Kennedy, at least you're voting, and you're voting for someone on the ballot, but make sure that you want Robert Kennedy. Make sure you want Donald Trump. Make sure you want Kamala Harris. Don't just cast your vote just for the sake of bitching about it later. You, do it with purpose.
I wonder what percentage of the population really, really believes in Kamala Harris and that everything she's saying right now is going to happen and she's going to be a wonderful president. Or, like you're saying, they're just voting for her because they hate Trump.
Right.
It seems like more people in this election, like you just said, are voting for Trump because they love him or for Harris because they hate him.
Right.
It has nothing to do with Kamala Harris.
Nothing to do with Kamala Harris. I feel like there's, and this is just, obviously this isn't law. This isn't what that's actually happening. But I feel that Kamala Harris is going to get a lot of votes based on the fact that they don't want Trump or they hate Trump. They don't necessarily side with Kamala Harris, but she's not Trump. So that's why they're voting for her.
Right.
Or there are also votes that she will get just because she is a woman.
Yes.
And there's votes that she will get because she is a woman of color. That's fact. Whereas, like you said, people are either voting for Donald Trump because they really want Donald Trump, or they're voting for Kamala Harris. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that do stand up for Kamala Harris. Absolutely. I'm not denying that. There are people that know what she's about and they side with her. But I feel like there's a strong amount of votes that's because she's not Trump.
Yep.
And I feel like that's whoever you're voting for, whatever side you're on, whoever you're voting for, make sure that you actually want that person.
And if you don't want either one of them, should you just not vote for that part of the ballot?
Don't vote for those people.
Yeah. At 7:49 here at WRMN, then maybe you should just vote based on where you feel like the country is, and where it was 4 years ago.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, and that's another thing too. Like, in talking with a bunch of people, there's a lot of people that also understand that we've seen 4 years of we've seen 4 years of Trump. We know what that looks like.
Right.
So we at least have history to know that we kind of know what we're getting here.
Yeah, and we've seen 4 years of Biden with Kamala Harris, but to her defense, she probably has had minimal decision-making power.
Absolutely.
And has been kind of edged out over the last 4 years. So she could do something different besides what Joe Biden has done.
For sure. There's no doubt about that. I mean, because when she's coming in, it's a completely different person. Like I don't want to say that she was kind of like sitting on the sidelines, but the vice president can only do so much.
Yeah.
And so it would be a little bit different for sure.
Well, we have 3 phone calls. There is Donald Trump in Hampshire last night, by the way.
Just hanging out in the window.
Yeah. Someone let him into their house, or maybe he's got a house that no one knows about.
Maybe.
In Hampshire. So, yeah, he gets around, that's for sure. Let's go to the phones at 847-931-1410 and take a couple of phone calls. We'll start with Westside Freddie. Good morning, Westside.
Hey, good morning, you guys. How you doing?
Hanging, buddy. How you doing?
Good, good. Hey, Jake, so I like what you're saying. Archaic way of voting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever remember going in with a mallet and a chisel going, ting, 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 going, Reagan or a quill. I like the antiquated way. You meet them up, you stand around with a bunch of people, you feel like you're doing your civic duty. So I'm cool with it. I think I voted last Tuesday at the township, and I ran into people I knew, and it was a good time. So
how long did you wait? A while?
A little while, because I did get a mail-in vote, and I had to sign a bunch of other stuff, and then I have someone help me, so I have to sign another waiver, and they got to sign. But it's just the way it is. I appreciate being, my citizenship, and I dig it off.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with I've listened to some of the Kamala stuff, and it's more like a bridal shower at her stuff, and it's all hate stuff. So I'm not on with that. But so anyway, guys, having a good show.
Thank you, brother. Well, thanks for checking in.
Yeah. We'll talk a little later.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace, Jake.
Later.
All right, Westside Freddie checking in on this Friday morning at 847-931-1410. We'll stay on the phones and check in with this guy, and we'll see if it's who I think it is. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Okay, great discussion. Politics is very important.
It is who I think it was.
I was waiting for him to call, yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to call, actually. You motivated me to call. The comment that was made about the voting by device through PIN number, I thought that was interesting. Although I do agree with the last caller, Freddie. I like doing it the old-fashioned way for all the reasons he said. I think it's something that I guess is in my DNA. I always encourage my daughter to do so also. And I think a lot of it has to do with when you talk about what a person's motivation is to vote. What is their motivation? Do they like the candidate because of the way their hairstyle is? Do they like the candidate because of the issues that they discuss? What their platform is going to be? I don't know. I suppose most people vote because they've always voted a certain way, by party line. I've always chosen to look at the issues, the policies, and their record. Maybe a lot of people don't do that, but the motivations to voters is an important thing. Getting back to this idea of using technology to vote, I suppose we could take that opinion, right? Well, they're cheating anyway, so why not let them cheat more? I don't know that much about how hacking is done, but we already realized that there's many people using dual Social Security numbers. There's all kinds of fraud through phony Social Security numbers. The government doesn't seem to do anything about it. So I don't know. I would challenge that idea of voting, even like you say, with safeguards like a personal PIN number. Maybe that could be duplicated. Maybe they could erase your vote through some kind of hacking. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're already doing crap like that. So, it would just, I wasn't saying get rid of everything else, but if you add another layer, you might get another 4% of the population that actually votes.
Well, that's true. There's no question about it if you make it more accessible. But there is the issue of fraudulent voting, or maybe even them being able to delete votes. Now, the story in Michigan is the most interesting of all. A Chinese national who's going to school here, going to college in Michigan, who's not a non-citizen, votes. They find out that he voted illegally, and there's no recourse. His vote will still be counted, even though they know it was a fraudulent vote. But they're saying now that he's going to be prosecuted for it. Well, that doesn't even make sense. He votes illegally. His vote is going to be counted, so it's an illegal vote that is counted, but he'll be prosecuted later. And we all know what's going to happen. He won't be prosecuted.
Right.
He won't even be deported. So there's one example of possibly hundreds of thousands of things happening the same way across the United States.
Well,
illegal votes that won't be dealt with.
I feel like there's going to be a ton of, because of the influx of all of the immigrants and the people that are coming in through like the southern border, I feel like there's already going to be a lot of illegal voting anyway. So that's another layer of the onion. And I don't really necessarily, I don't think that adding another layer, making it easier for people to vote is going to change any of that type of stuff. It's going to be around regardless.
Well, okay, yeah. Here's the fact. The fact is, and this may not be important to some people, I understand that this administration has allowed the possibility of millions of people that will be allowed, their votes will be accepted, I should say, illegally, and nobody's going to do anything about it. So the stage has already been set for this mass voting, illegal voting, because in some states, unlike the state I live in now, you have to have a photo ID. They ask you certain questions even after you show them your voter ID, so there's a pre-screening process before you even get into line. Now, there are states, I don't know how it's done in Illinois now.
No ID necessary.
Right, no ID necessary, and that's the way it was. In fact, I challenged a judge the last time I voted in Illinois to, get information from me. No, we don't have to. That's all we have to do. So there's no checks and balances. So
right.
So anyway, I hear the music.
Yeah, we're playing you out. We're fading you out, James.
I got it. Okay, guys.
Thanks for calling, man. Have a great weekend. All right, James checking in. On a Friday, we're going to take to the top of the hour break here. I think Derica might be on hold. So, Derica, if you want to wait past this news break, we'll take you on the backside of that. And if you want to call in on the show, we'd love to have you before 8:30. The Larry Jones leftover rule is we're maybe not going to take any calls before Tim Calder would after we come back from the 8:30 break. So call between 8 and 8:30 to be on the show at 847-931-1410. It's 7:59 on a Friday.
Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus is intent in their commitment to open doors and support those who strive for excellence. Too many people have been made to feel that higher education isn't a place for them, that it is someone else's dream. But Columbia College of Missouri has changed all that. With individualized attention and ongoing support, Columbia College knows a future built by you is a future built for you. Columbia College of Missouri Elgin campus, your new starts now. Visit ccis.edu.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Cinta. Habitat for Humanity of Northern Fox Valley is calling for veterans and their communities to join a special Veteran Build event on Saturday in Elgin. The volunteer-driven construction effort, part of Habitat's ongoing support for veterans programs, will take place from 8:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. at 576 Wasco Avenue. Volunteers must be 16 years old or older. Elgin Community College is engaging in the Illinois Community College Board's Feed the Need Food Drive, a statewide initiative to combat hunger among college students. Participants are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items at the Student Life Office located in Building B, Room B173, with the last day for drop-offs on November 30th. The Naperville City Council confirming that the next Naperville City Council meeting will take place on Tuesday, November 5th at 7 p.m. Tuesday is Election Day, but the City Council meeting in Naperville will go ahead. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Well, I do now. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The Blackhawks continue a road trip tomorrow at Los Angeles against the Kings. LA 6-3-2, 3-0 at home. The Blackhawks are 3-7-1, 2-4-1 away from home. Last night they blew a 2-1 lead and fell 3-2 at San Jose. The Sharks have won 3 straight. Home game tomorrow for number 24 Illinois. The Illini square off with Minnesota. The Bears are on the road this Sunday taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Team looking to regroup after last week's 18-15 loss at Washington. On the injury report, Montez Sweat upgraded from a non-participant Wednesday to limited on Thursday. Tevin Jenkins limited Wednesday. He's dealing with a knee injury. Jaquan Brisker remains out. The safety's got a concussion. Defensive back Kyler Gordon dealing with a hamstring injury.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
Attention all burger enthusiasts and game aficionados. Celebrate a century of excellence at Mott's Lounge, proudly serving the community for 100 years under 5 generations of passionate ownership. Sink your teeth into our hand-pressed fresh burgers bursting with flavor, crafted just the way you like them. And while you're here, enjoy our exclusive drink specials, perfect for toasting to our milestone anniversary. Plus, challenge your luck with our state-of-the-art gaming machines, adding an extra thrill to your visit. Join us at Mott's Lounge and be a part of history in the making. Here's to another century of great food, fun, and memories. Mott's Lounge, where every visit is a celebration. For more information, visit us online at mottslounge.com.
Thanks for listening to WRMN 1410. Don't forget to join us every day for our Comfort Keepers feature. Comfort Keepers is a leading provider of in-home non-medical care for seniors and other adults in need of assistance with daily activities. Again, listen daily at 7:25 a.m. for our Comfort Keepers feature. And thanks for listening.
Rise and shine, Fox Valley listeners. It's time to kickstart your day with First Shift with Marky B on WRMN 1410 AM. From 6 to 9 a.m., join the chatter that gets you clued in with the latest buzz around town. Don't just sip on your coffee. Let Marky B brew your morning with the perfect mix of news, views, and moves. Dial us in or live stream at WRMN1410.com and make your mornings a whole lot brighter. WRMN 1410 AM. We're the voice of the Valley, and we're here to talk.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Okay, antibodies, huddle up. We're a great team, but the flu is dominating. The good news is the human we're protecting just got his flu shots. That means all of us antibodies have strong new gear that will help us fight and defend against the flu. We must win so that our human can stay healthy and help protect the people he cares about most.
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect yourself and others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Got a wife and kids in Baltimore, Jack. I went out for a ride and I never went back.
8:09 here on the First Shift, Friday morning. Mark and Jake's with you. And Bruce Springsteen.
Everybody's got a hungry heart.
was thinking like 8. You're like 8:09. And I'm like, you know what that means?
What does that mean?
It's almost 8:10.
It is now.
It is now.
Yeah. Daylight outside, and let's take a look at the street cam to see what it's showing us. Ooh, that's pretty exciting.
That is super exciting. There's a lot going on right there.
Look at that.
I feel like we need a wider shot.
I know.
Something that's a little bit also like down the street, because looking at two halves of a parking space with nothing going on.
Well, we're working on it.
There's some pavement.
It's 10 past 8 here at WRMN. 847-931-1410 is the number to call. Friday morning, heading for the first weekend in November. And Derek has been hanging on forever.
All right.
So let's start with one of the new features of the show. It's Down Under with Derica. So she's going to come up with some creative content for every time she calls. And she's going to have her feature ready for us, Down Under with Derica. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
Doing okay. How are you?
I'm good. Hector, I saw the video. Very good. Hello, Linda Carter. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was very good. I've got a couple of books here.
Yeah?
About Australian history. One's about a folklore about Australia, and the other one's about the history of Australia. And it starts from the dinosaurs and goes right through to like about 90s, I guess.
Monkeys?
No, 90s, 1990s.
1990s?
Oh, the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, so dinosaurs to the 90s. But anything after the 90s, you know, forget it. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it might go a little bit after that, but they're really interesting. It tells all about the history of Australia, and there's all the people who have lived here, from the Aborigines who have lived here for many, 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 many thousands of years.
Yeah.
From about 40,000 years to about 100,000 years. I mean, they would have come here gradually during that time. And there's also other famous people like Captain James Cook, and then there's Ned Kelly, who was a bushranger.
A bushranger?
A bushranger?
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully Steve Irwin's in there somewhere.
Bushrangers lived in the 1800s, and they would actually steal horses or cattle and rob stagecoaches and even rob banks and other things like that. And Ned Kelly, he was an icon because he had this armor that he made himself. And when the police finally got him, he didn't have any armor protecting his legs. So he got shot in the leg, and then later when he was in jail, he was sentenced to death by hanging, and he got hanged, and that would have been in the 1880s, I think. And yeah, so.
Do you read a lot, Derica?
Yeah, I love reading. It's a favorite hobby of mine.
Yeah. So do you read more than you watch TV, or is it like a 50-50 thing, or more TV than reading?
Oh, 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been reading the last couple of nights. Kind of like it. I've been reading a little bit before bed instead of watching television.
What are you reading about?
Well, there's even a few movies made about Ned Kelly. And in one version, in one of the movies, Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones played, I think, Ned Kelly in one of the movies.
Well, I've been reading about, let's see, no books or anything like that. It's been things that I've had, materials that I've had here at work that I just wanted to read, so I brought them home. to read them, like
the technical user manual for your switchboard.
Stuff like that, kind of. But it's like
that's what the compressor knob does.
Sonar has put together a comprehensive plan of the radio station moving forward and how all of our different components are going to come together to hopefully make us successful. It's like a 4 or 5 page like mission or outline of the station.
Okay.
So I read that night before last. I read something else the night before last. I can't remember. Last night, I read, what did I read last night? It was something about the township that was handed to us at our last township meeting about the different functions of what you're supposed to do if you're the supervisor, the trustee. I mean, I've been in office, so, reading it a little late now, but I'm curious to see
it's like reading your job description after
3 years later. But no, I mean, but I wanted to see like how it compares to what I've been doing for the last 3 years,
right?
And what maybe I haven't been doing that's in this little description of what a trustee's supposed to do. So I read that last night, and then like I'm a precinct committee person in my little area, in my neighborhood and stuff, and so we got a breakdown of like the voters and how they voted and what their trends are as far as when they vote, which way they vote, and what their age is. So I looked over my neighborhood to see some of the people on my block and stuff and the way they voted here recently and what their age is. Actually, I wasn't sure how old all of them were.
Yeah.
Now I know a few of the people I wondered about, how old they are. So I've just been reading stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing really, just interesting stuff to me.
What's the difference between a Republican and a Democrat? I don't understand. What's the difference between them?
It's just different levels of annoyance, but equally on both sides.
Yeah. Republicans lead more conservatively. They believe in smaller government, less government involvement.
Democrats are a little bit more on the liberal side.
Liberal, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
Yeah, I think we all still wonder.
Well,
and that fella David, the one who had the surgery, how's he going?
We got to wait to hear back from him to know.
Yeah.
But he called Wednesday, and he seemed a little down.
Yeah.
Seemed a little down.
David, cheer up, please. Cheer up. You will get better. You will be a bit sore and sorry for yourself for a little while. That's only natural. Anyone who has surgery is going to feel sore and sorry. But you will get better. Just give it time. Rest as much as possible. Just give it time, and you will get better. Maybe just spend some time on your phone watching fish in the aquarium or in the ocean, and that'll have nice soothing music, and it'll relax you, and you'll lull you to sleep. Because I had surgery myself back in the year 2000 when I had a kidney transplant. And I was a bit stiff and sore and sorry too for a little while. But that didn't last forever, and your pain won't last forever either. You will get better.
Well, those are words of positivity from Derica right there. This has been a pretty good edition of Derica Down Under. So, yeah. And, I got to say, Derica, does it rain a lot in Australia?
Yeah, it can. Like there's some places that they get rain more than others.
Right.
Up in North Queensland, there's a town called Tully, and they get a lot of rain. And they've got a big, you know how you get like a big, I know over there in America you got a big rocking chair, and there's other things like that. Well, in Tully there's a big gumboot.
A what?
A big gumboot?
A big gumboot, because they get a lot of rain.
Oh. Well, the reason I ask is we have right now here in the Fox River Valley, 35 degrees, kind of chilly out this morning. And we're headed for a high today of about 53 with some sunshine today. But and then sunshine again tomorrow at 60 degrees. So not a bad couple of days coming up here, good crisp fall weather. But then starting Sunday, Derica, we're going to see something here that I can't remember the last time that we've had like 2 or 3 straight days of rain. Can you, Jakes?
2 or 3
straight days of like consistent rain. It sounds like we're going to get that starting on Sunday.
Yeah, it looks Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Possibility anyway. But
yeah.
No, I can't remember the last time we had consecutive days of rain.
Like 2-3 days, and at times heavy rain. And so it's going to be like Monday and Tuesday and raining and getting dark earlier because of...
well, that just sounds depressing.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So we got some natural depressing things coming up in the next few days.
I know.
We have to deal with.
With the weather, the election.
The election coming up on Tuesday.
There's so many depressing things coming up.
So we're going to need some uplifting things is what I'm trying to say. And so that was good, nice the way you uplifted David. And I was wondering because what do you do to try to uplift your spirits when you're down? And you say you watch fish swim in an aquarium and allows you to think?
Yeah, even like I've seen like there's bird videos on YouTube as well, and they have the same relaxing music as well. And the birds are sometimes funny because the way they carry on and that, and I just find something nice to think about or to do, and it cheers me up that way. And David, just remember, no heavy lifting.
No heavy lifting.
If you do any heavy lifting, you're going to make yourself even worse. So no heavy lifting.
Okay. All right, Derek. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay, and I'll talk to you next time.
Okay. Take care. Have a good weekend. Derek checking in from down under. She waited a long time. We gave her a little extra time there.
Yeah.
But she came with a little bit of something.
She did. That was good.
Yeah. Today is International Scented Candle Day.
Okay, because we needed that. That makes sense.
Well, I was just thinking that I might need to run out and get some candles this weekend.
Well,
to deal with the depression that's on the way.
There you go. Yeah, something soothing.
Yeah. Some smell good candles. We're going to have to deal with some different factors in the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
The darkness and the rain and Monday.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Well, we always have to deal with Monday, which is also darkness.
822 here at WRMN, 847-931-1410. Are you in the holiday spirit? We talked about this earlier in the show. Look at this here. I'm going to pull this up on YouTube. This is what we've got going on Sunday. I wish I could make it larger, the picture, but it's a little picture of Holidays on State, and it's in Hampshire.
Well, now that Halloween is over, everything Christmas, like I've already seen Christmas commercials on TV.
I know.
I'm like, we're already just jumping right into Christmas. Meet Santa, Olaf, and the Grinch.
Is Hampshire jumping the gun here a little bit? November the 2nd?
I think so.
Saturday, November the 2nd, they're going to have Santa.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he goes a lot of different places, so he's got to start early to be able to hit every place. But he's going to be in Hampshire tomorrow. Looks like a horse and pulling a trailer or something there in the picture. And this is all going to be going on in Hampshire tomorrow. It's going to be kind of a nice day for it. About 60 degrees. Good thing they're doing it tomorrow and not Sunday or Monday.
Right.
Because the weather's going to be good. DJ music owl performances.
I don't really know what that means.
Me either. Musical owl performances. Food trucks. Meet Santa, Olaf and the Grinch, and so much more. Vendors are going to be on hand. It's tomorrow from 10 until 4. It's called Holidays on State, and it's trying to get you in the holiday spirit on November the 2nd.
I don't really know if I want to be in the holiday spirit on November the 2nd. I feel like it's a little too early. I'm not fat enough from Thanksgiving.
Yesterday, this network is offering us this Christmas programming. And 30 hours of like Christmas features and music and songs and classic Christmas songs and things like that.
Okay.
And so I was listening to a little bit of it to see if it's something that we're interested maybe in airing during maybe Christmas Day or the day after or whatever.
Right.
So I kind of was forced to listen to a couple of Christmas songs yesterday because I was listening to it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I felt about that.
Well, I know. Well, and my issue with Christmas songs especially is that there hasn't been anything really new coming out. And when you do hear Christmas music, it's like, I don't know, 14 renditions of the same song. It's just, who's singing it this time? Is it Taylor Swift?
Right.
Is it Wham? Like,
wham.
I mean, who knows? It's just, but it's all the same stuff. And then you've got like the old crooners with like, Bing Crosby doing it.
Yeah.
And it's Frank Sinatra has some Christmas stuff out there. I mean, Nat King Cole, like it's just, it's all the same stuff every single year. So I feel like, especially nowadays, starting it earlier on, you're just going to drive me crazy because I hear the same 14 songs. I don't know.
Yeah, that I agree. Maybe that's the problem.
I think it is. You get burnt out really quick because it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff, and it comes earlier and earlier every year.
So I purposely, although it's almost impossible, I purposely try to not listen to Christmas music until right at Christmas Day almost. So if I hear it, I'm not so sick of it. Like just the final couple of days before Christmas. Not all of December. There's that one radio station that switches to all Christmas music for like a month and a half.
Oh yeah, it's they probably already switched over to it because Halloween's over. Like I feel like let me enjoy Thanksgiving. I mean, obviously there's not really like a lot of commercial there's not a lot of commercial stuff that you can do like money wise as there is with Christmas, but like let me enjoy Thanksgiving first and then get into the Christmas spirit. Don't start bombarding me with all of the Christmas stuff now because I'm going to be sick of it by the time we get to Christmas.
Yeah. Well, Matt and Dino, I believe, are going to broadcast live from Hampshire tomorrow afternoon from 2 until 4 right here on WRMN. From Holidays on State. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow, you could either listen here on the radio station in the afternoon to get a little holiday spirit from Dino and Matt, or maybe stop in Hampshire. It sounds like it might be kind of cool out in Hampshire with the food trucks and the vendors and stuff. Great downtown area there in Hampshire, and we're going to broadcast from there 2 to 4 tomorrow. So I think tomorrow, the normal Saturday radio show that we have on between 2 and 5 now is Rich on Tech. And I know we have, it's a good show, and a lot of our listeners like that Saturday show. We may only be carrying about an hour of it tomorrow because of our live broadcast from 2 until 4 tomorrow afternoon. So put that on your calendar. Maybe stop in Hampshire tomorrow afternoon if you're looking for something to do on the day before it starts raining for 3 days. It's 8:27 here at WRMN. Let's catch a few comments on YouTube before we get our bottom of the hour break in. Dino checks in. Says, "God morning, FRV, first shift, Jakes and Marky B." And he has a blank line, an underscore before your name. I think that's for Larry. The open space is in honor of our guy, Larry. However, although things will not be the same, they will continue in a positive forward motion.
Sure will.
So stay with us. The Sultan of South Elgin says, "Good morning, Mark, Jakes, and the WRMN shifters. Y'all make it a perky and peaceful Friday and weekend." Brendan checks in. He signed in under somebody else's name this morning, Cheryl.
Oh. But did he still say, "Hi, my name's Brendan"?
He did.
Okay.
So we know everything is normal in this world. He says, "Good morning, Marky B. My name is Brendan."
Wow.
"Hey, Dean DeLaley, my name is Brendan, and I'm listening."
Wow.
Thanks for checking in, Brendan. Dad and son do it all. Say, "Great night trick-or-treating last night. Hope everybody had a great Halloween." Hector took his family out for 5 hours trick-or-treating.
But trick-or-treat doesn't even last for 5 hours.
I know. How'd you trick-or-treat for 5 hours? It's only a 4-hour sport.
He was probably slow dancing to fast music, too.
Yeah. John Polero checking in. JP Carr shows, says we had 72 trick-or-treaters. I guess he counted every one last night.
Huh.
Or maybe he knows by how much candy he had, like you do, Jakes. You had 84 candy bars.
Yep.
And you have, how many left? 12?
14.
14 left. So you had 70 trick-or-treaters, therefore?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Sounds like it.
Except you gave some small.
I gave some small ones out, too, so.
Yeah. Hector says Douglas Street was packed and full of entertainment, a live DJ, food, haunted house on Douglas last night. So thanks, everybody, for checking in. Sweet Sandy says, first show without Larry. Pretty observant, Sandy.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, like, we've done this without Larry before, but this is like, as we said, like, we just know that he's not coming back.
Right.
So
he may come back at Christmas and do a Christmas show with us.
He'll come back and like he'll hang out, but yeah, he's not going to be a regular on the show anymore.
Right. Pick 6 coming up in a few minutes. We'll get into that with Tim Calderwood, play-by-play voice of the Schaumburg Boomers, and so much more. We'll catch the bottom of the hour news right now. Fridays with the Finest this morning at 9, Chief Anna Lally, and Steve Thorne's got his show, The Senior Community Spotlight Show, coming up at 9:30. Keep it here.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cinta. Habitat for Humanity of Northern Fox Valley is calling for veterans and their communities to join a special Veteran Build event on Saturday in Elgin. The volunteer-driven construction effort, part of Habitat's ongoing support for veterans programs, will take place from 8:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. at 576 Owasco Avenue. Volunteers must be 16 years old or older. Elgin Community College is engaging in the Illinois Community College Board's Feed the Need food drive, a statewide initiative to combat hunger among college students. Participants are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items at the Student Life Office located in Building B, Room B173, with the last day for drop-offs on November 30th. The Naperville City Council confirming that the next Naperville City Council meeting will take place on Tuesday, November 5th at 7 p.m. Tuesday is Election Day, but the City Council meeting in Naperville will go ahead. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Well, I do now. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard. Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Home game tomorrow for number 24 Illinois. The Illini square off with Minnesota. The Bears are on the road this Sunday taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Team looking to regroup after last week's 18-15 loss at Washington. On the injury report, Montez Sweat upgraded from a non-participant Wednesday to limited on Thursday. Tevin Jenkins limited Wednesday. He's dealing with a knee injury. Jaquan Brisker remains out. The safety's got a concussion. Defensive back Kyler Gordon dealing with a hamstring injury. The Blackhawks continue a road trip tomorrow at Los Angeles against the Kings. LA 6-3-2, 3-0 at home. The Blackhawks are 3-7-1, 2-4-1 away from home. Last night they blew a 2-1 lead and fell 3-2 at San Jose. The Sharks have won 3 straight.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. You know the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. You know I'm trying to
Van Morrison brings us back. along with the street cam on YouTube. Getting exciting. We have 2 cars and now a van passing by on Douglas Avenue. Visible on our
watch
street
this
cam.
for hours.
I know. 8:34 here at WRMN. We have Tim Calderwood joining us here in just a couple of minutes. So before we do, he broke the rules and called during our 8:30 break. That's what David does.
It's exactly. That's true David fashion.
That's David-esque. But it is 4 or 5 minutes before Calderwood joins us, so we'll give David a chance. Good morning, David.
Good morning. So, I heard Derek's kind words. I appreciate it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Oh, good, except the pain is just, it's horrendous. And it's worse because my blood sugar is high, which I'm dealing with those issues now, but too little too late. So it's just going to make the healing slower and more painful, and it's just like I was running 1,000 miles an hour and hit a brick wall.
Well, we're starting our couple days of depression a little early, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, so you are not working right now then, right?
No, my oldest daughter, Flor, will do a couple cleaning jobs. She's nice enough to help me and drive, and my wife's going to do the big 3, most of the work. I won't have to do much of anything, and she's a perfect gem for a wife. I couldn't ask for better. And so she's really taking good care of me, and the owner and his wife where I work, they sent me edible arrangements. Not that I could eat the edible arrangements much because of my sugar, lots of fruits, and that was beautiful. And then, so hanging in there.
Well, that's good. Well, no heavy lifting, David.
Yeah, it's good. They say, doctor says nothing above 10, but, unless you do any of that, better. And so, yeah. And every cough, everything just hurts so bad. But, it's been a week already, almost since I had the surgery, so.
All right.
Hang in there.
Well, hang in there, buddy. You'll keep on following that good diet, and you'll make it past it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
All right. Take care, David.
You too.
Bye. All right, David. Not feeling so good. It's 8:37 here at WRMN. There's a picture of you.
Yep. Way back in the day.
Yeah. You're the one on the left, right?
Yep.
You're the crayon?
You're
the crayons.
Crayon.
And who's the person on the right?
That's my friend Kyle. And he lived right across the street from me.
Really?
Yeah. I still talk to him today.
Do you really?
Yeah. We chat and have lunch every now and then, and we're still in communication.
Do they still have those crayon costumes in this day in history?
They don't have that crayon costume.
Yeah.
But one of Vicky's kids and her boyfriend went as crayons. She went as a purple crayon, and he went as a blue crayon. And I'm like, well, let's not make blurple.
Right.
So
that's a good picture. So where would that be? Do you know?
That was on the front step of Kyle's house across the street on Hendy Street. Yeah, it's right in front of the house. That was right before we went out.
On Hendy Street?
Yep.
The Hendy Street that's right over here, not too far from here?
How many Hendy Streets do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah, right off of Lord, which is also, you can get to Hendy off of National Street too, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
8:39 here at WRMN, AM 1410, and WRMN Radio on YouTube. Thanks for the pictures. A couple of other things to pump real quick before we get to Tim Calderwood. Dino is going to be in Hampshire tomorrow, as we mentioned, with Matt, and he has his Friday afternoon show called Dino's Night Out, and one of his guests on the show today will be Sue from Newman's in Hampshire, Newman's Corner Pub, and she's part of the whole holiday event that's taking place out in Hampshire tomorrow. And so she's going to be on with Dino to talk about that a little bit on his show today in the 3 o'clock hour. And if you're staying in Elgin today and you're looking for some eating ideas later on, it is fish fry over at the American Legion. American Legion Post 57 and 820 North Liberty Street, serving all day today from 11:30 until 2, and then taking a short break from serving and going again from 4 until 7. Baked haddock orders are now available all day, with the understanding that orders are made fresh, and they may be a bit longer wait while they are being prepared and baked. If you'd like to carry out, you could do that too by calling 847-741-8143. That's 847-741-8143. Come in, try the new beer battered haddock along with some other great options. And tomorrow night's the meat raffle over at the American Legion Post 57 on Liberty Street as well. 5 until 9 tomorrow night. Free turkey sandwiches. And raffle tickets available the next couple of days at the American Legion. Thanks to our friend Mark Smith, the commander who's running for Elgin City Council next spring. He's on the ballot, as 8 are on the ballot to run for the 4 spots that are currently up for grabs. We'll be talking more about that in the coming months. All right, it's time to talk a little sports here on the show.
Cool.
As it is football time, and it's Tim Calderwood time. He joins us here on this Friday morning. How you doing, Tim?
Good morning, fellas. I'm doing lovely.
Awesome.
Good, man.
How was your Halloween?
Yeah, how was your Halloween?
The Jets gave me plenty of nightmares. But,
oh, my God. That was such a stupid game.
How bad was that game, and how bad is that team?
Oh, man.
I thought you said they won, Jakes.
They did.
The Jets won.
The Jets won? Okay.
It doesn't mean that it's still not ugly.
What was the score?
It was like
21-13.
Yeah.
21-13 Jets? Yeah. But it was just an ugly game?
It was an ugly game.
I didn't see it at all.
I mean, dropping the ball right before you get into the end zone, that usually sets it up for a really crappy time.
Which I didn't realize was still a thing, but, apparently it is.
Oh, God, so stupid.
Sorry, I missed that game.
Let's get to the end zone before we celebrate. How about that?
I know. They're putting more emphasis on their celebrations than actually playing the game, which is just annoying.
Well, I was busy reading about voters in my neighborhood, so I missed the game last night. 8:42.
You were reading about voters?
It's a long story. I'm a precinct committee person in the neighborhood, and I was looking over some materials about who votes and things like that, and what their age is. There was some materials that I had printed out for me that I was looking over. So it's 8:42 here. I forgot there was a football game. I always forget there's a Thursday night football game, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think it was overshadowed by the fact that it was Halloween, so not a lot of people remembered Thursday night football. So.
Yeah. Do you think that if the Bears don't make the playoffs this year, that because of what happened in the Washington game last week, this will be the end for Matt Eberflus?
It's possible.
I mean, he's caught a lot of heat this week, Tim.
A lot of heat. That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. If they miss the playoffs by a game, 100% he should go. Because that's 100% on him.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think you still got to look at it and evaluate everything that happened as a whole. And it just...
But a lot of things...
I don't know why they didn't get rid of him last year. That's the honest answer. Like, it doesn't make any sense why they didn't let go of him last season and start everything fresh with Caleb Williams. But
I guess. But you could say, I mean, you could defend Matt Eberflus being retained and say that, he really wasn't given much talent to work with in his first 2 seasons as head coach. They believed in him when they hired him. They finally gave him some talent to work with, so he at least deserved a chance this year to see what he could do with the talent.
You know what I say to that? Poo-poo.
Yeah.
Too bad for being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He didn't do anything with the chances when he had opportunities to win. So.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our pick 6. We'll talk more about the Bears in a minute. Let's see. We got the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. Larry's the current leader, but he's dropping out of the pick 6. Jake's, I guess, is currently in 3rd place out of 3.
Hey, I'm going to move up any way that I can.
Yeah, you moved up a spot. So we got the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. The underachieving Cowboys may be playing out the string in Mike McCarthy's coaching career against the Falcons, who are 5-3, current leaders, I believe, in the NFC South.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jakes?
I'm going to go with the Falcons just because I can't get on the Cowboys bandwagon, and I just every time I watch the Cowboys, it's just like watching a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Let's see. Tim's in second place. I guess that puts me in first place out of 3. I feel really good about that.
Yeah, everybody moved up a slot, so good job, everybody.
Tim, what do you think about this game?
I'm kind of with Jakes. The Cowboys are just they're almost like the Jets in the sense that they're hard to watch. So I do like Atlanta, Kirk Cousins, and I really think that them making a coaching change in the offseason helped them because there is a lot of talent with that team. So I will take the Falcons.
I also will take the Atlanta Falcons here. I think the negative momentum that's going on in Dallas now is maybe too much to overcome, and the fact that Dak Prescott's making $60 million a year, that's getting to him maybe a little bit too. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, there's too much negative going on in Big D right now. I'm taking Atlanta. Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. I only put this game on the list because Denver's now 5-3, and Baltimore seems to slip up in games that, like last week against Cleveland.
Yeah.
So maybe that gives Denver a chance. But they're both 5-3. The Broncos seem to be sliding under the radar a little bit and playing decent football for Sean Payton. What do you think, Jakes?
I kind of feel this is actually going to be an interesting game, even though I don't think anybody really cares. But I feel like I'm going to go with the Ravens on this just to give them the home field advantage. But I think this actually is going to be a surprisingly good game, or at least close game. So
Baltimore doesn't want to make anything too easy.
Right.
They like drama in their games. So Denver may hang in there. So you're taking Baltimore, though.
Yes, sir.
Tim, what about you?
I kind of feel like the same way that Jakes does. Denver's playing a lot better. Bo Nix, I don't know if he just needed to learn the NFL a little bit more or learn more about Sean Payton's system, but, you look at some of the quarterbacks that were chosen, honestly, Caleb Williams, as good as he's been at points, has probably been the worst of some of them when you factor Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels into that equation. So I do think that Denver's going to keep this one close, and the Ravens have a tendency to play a lot of close games anyway. But I do think that last week's loss will kind of wake Baltimore up, and the fact that they're at home is probably going to help as well because Denver's got to come cross-country, so I'll take the Ravens.
Ravens, yeah, and I think so too. Baltimore over Denver in this game. There were games, I kind of had a feeling we'd all pick Atlanta and we'd all pick Baltimore. There was another game or two I saw that I thought about putting on the pick six this week. Like, for instance, New England at Tennessee. Mm-hmm. That would have been a hard game to pick.
Right.
But it's a super lame game. So would you guys rather I put a game like that on the pick six or a game with better teams in it where maybe the pick might be a little more obvious? Or I know who we're going to pick pretty much.
I don't know. That's a good question because it's kind of a toss-up. Like, either way, I feel like it's like even like the Broncos-Ravens game. There's some decent teams there, but to me, that's still kind of difficult to pick because the Broncos have been doing better, but the Ravens are, in my opinion, a stronger team, but they've also got their setbacks too, so I don't know.
What do you think, Tim? Should I put the bad games in if I think they're hard to pick, or should I go with the better teams?
I feel like you should mix it up and maybe throw a bad game here or there that can throw us for a loop. I don't know who I would take, honestly, between the Patriots and the Titans. Probably the Titans because the Patriots are injured, but then the Titans are injured too. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. This is the one game I don't have circled yet. So maybe I'll decide based on what you guys say.
Well, this game is a tough one for me because I kind of feel like both teams lack a lot. And I have a hard time getting behind either of them because I feel like even though they're 4-3, the Chargers haven't really been that explosive or like showing me anything to really get excited about. But it's also the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns are back to being the Browns.
Although they won against Baltimore with Jameis Winston quarterbacking.
They did, but a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then too. But I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road against the Browns because I just don't have any faith in the Browns to actually make anything happen.
Well, right after I said I was going to wait to hear what you guys had to say, I circled a team. So my pick is not based on you guys' pick. Tim, what do you think?
Well, honestly, I think this is part, you hear people talking about the Bears and how their wins were all against teams that are no good. But you got to realize it's the NFL, and every week even a bad team can beat you. And you saw that with the Browns last week. Not that they're a bad team by any stretch of imagination, but maybe they just weren't really, convinced behind Deshaun Watson, and all of a sudden you get somebody like Jameis Winston, who's an experienced quarterback who started games and won games in the NFL, and they feel a little different. I'm really kind of neutral on this game, too. I went back and forth a lot, but I think that, I was watching Red Zone last week, and they said this. The first three letters of Jameis Winston's last name are W-I-N, win. So I guess until he loses, I'm riding Jameis Winston and the Browns.
And so am I. I picked the Cleveland Browns just based on the fact that I think maybe they are a little better with Winston than they are with Watson, and they are at home. And I really don't know that much about the Chargers other than Jim Harbaugh being the coach and their quarterback. And they haven't really been that impressive so far this year. So I'll take Cleveland in this game as well. Chicago Bears and the Arizona Cardinals going at it in Arizona, 3:05 game. Jakes, what do you think?
I'm going with the Cardinals. I am so annoyed with the Bears. I'm so annoyed with them. I think that we need to fire everybody, just start over, just burn the franchise. Just, yeah, I'm going to go with Cardinals on this one.
Cardinals for Jakes. Tim, what do you think?
Well, I really think this is the last chance for the Bears to have any sense of playoff possibility. Kyler Murray is a quarterback who's going to create all kinds of problems for them defensively. So I do think that this is a game that the Cardinals are probably going to have the lead in, right? I feel like this is a contest that's going to come down to the end, but I think that the Bears are going to be able to pull this one out. At least that's what I'm hoping. I hope that they learn from their mistakes, which I kind of hope for every week. So that's what I'm going with, even though they're going across country. They got to find a way to stop the tight end, Trey McBride, who's been such a big piece of their offense.
Well, on this one, I'm going to go with Jakes. I think that the negativity and the bad things that happened with the Bears last Sunday are going to be too much to overcome on the road at Arizona. If they were home, it might be a different story. Mm-hmm. But on the road at Arizona against a Cardinals team that showed some signs of life this year, I just think it's going to be a tough day for the Bears. I'm taking Arizona in this game. Detroit and Green Bay, the game of the week here. NFC North, best division in football right now. Can the Packers hold their own at home against what I feel like is the best team in the NFC, the Detroit Lions? Jakes, what do you think?
This one is going to be a hard one, but I know that Jordan Love was questionable, I think, last week and this week. But the last I heard is he's definitely going to play. But if you're not 100%, it's going to be tough. And the Detroit Lions is a tough team. So yeah. I feel like they're going to give the Packers a run for their money, so I'm going to take the Lions.
Lions for Jakes. Tim, what do you think?
I think this is a situation where I would usually think about potentially taking the Packers, but so you got that going on. He seems to think like he's going to be playing, even though. But I really think that the Lions are the best team in the NFL, and so that's what I'm going to go with.
All right, and I'm going to agree with both of you guys and take the Detroit Lions in this game. I think it's a good game, maybe a high-scoring game, but Detroit, I think, is just too powerful right now. So I say them winning a close, high-scoring game. Rams and the Seahawks, that's a 3:25 game on Sunday. Rams, kind of Jekyll Hyde kind of team. So is Seattle.
Yeah, I was going to say both of these teams. It just depends on who shows up.
Right.
And I think in this one, I was kind of a coin flip, but I'm going to also lean towards the home field advantage, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Yeah. Tim, what do you think?
I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, call me a believer. Kyron Williams, and, they seem to have figured something out over the last couple of weeks finally as well under Sean McVay yet again. Always seem like a team that starts slow.
Yeah, I can see that pick, but I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win a close game and giving the home field advantage to Seattle in this game. And the Sunday night game is the tiebreaker, the Colts and Minnesota. Jakes?
I'm going to go with the Vikings 27-12.
27-12 is Jake's pick in this one. Tim, what do you think?
Well, Joe Flacco starting for the Colts instead of Anthony Richardson. They have benched their number one pick, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think the Vikings are going to win this one pretty handily. I'm going to go 31-10 Minnesota.
31-10 against old Joe Flacco. He resurfaces once again. And I'm also going to take the Vikings, though. They have a 2-game losing streak they have to overcome. And they're at home. So I say Minnesota 27, the Colts 17. 27-17. is my pick. So I think that just about does it for our time today. Thanks, Tim, for being with us, as always, on the show today, man.
Always a pleasure, guys. Be good.
Have a great weekend, man. All right, Tim Calderwood, Schaumburg Boomers play-by-play voice. We didn't even talk about the Dodgers winning the World Series.
No.
Jakes, thanks for joining me today, man.
No problem.
It's 8:54. I think we're about to be cut off. Let's see if I'm right.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cinta. Elgin Community College is engaging in the Illinois Community College Board's Feed the Need food drive, a statewide initiative to combat hunger among college students. Participants are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items at the Student Life Office located in Building B, Room B173, with the last day for drop-offs on November 30th. The Naperville City Council confirming that the next Naperville City Council meeting will take place on Tuesday, November 5th at 7 p.m. Tuesday is Election Day, but the City Council meeting in Naperville will go ahead. Habitat for Humanity of Northern Fox Valley is calling for veterans and their communities to join a special Veteran Build event on Saturday in Elgin. The volunteer-driven construction effort, part of Habitat's ongoing support for veterans programs, will take place from 8:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. at 576 Wasco Avenue. Volunteers must be 16 years old or older. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Well, I do now. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This summer, get outside and enjoy a quick round of golf at the Twin Lakes Golf Course in Palatine. Twin Lakes features an executive 9-hole golf course with a driving range, cafe, and pro shop. Just starting the game, lessons are available. Take a couple of hours for yourself and stop at the Twin Lakes Rec Area off Northwest Highway and hit the links. For a tee time, call 847-934-6050.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Bears are on the road this Sunday, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Team looking to regroup after last week's 18-15 loss at Washington. On the injury report, Montez Sweat upgraded from a non-participant Wednesday to limited on Thursday. Tevin Jenkins limited Wednesday. He's dealing with a knee injury. Jaquan Brisker remains out. The safety's got a concussion. Defensive back Kyler Gordon dealing with a hamstring injury. The Blackhawks continue a road trip tomorrow at Los Angeles against the Kings. LA 6-3-2. 3-0 at home. The Blackhawks are 3-7-1, 2-4-1 away from home. Last night they blew a 2-1 lead and fell 3-2 at San Jose. The Sharks have won 3 straight. Home game tomorrow for number 24 Illinois. The Illini square off with Minnesota.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.